I'm really glad to receive Mrs. Harla, the president of the Finland National Committee. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
How long have you been involved at this role of president of Finland National Committee?
So I have been the president now 10 years. And before that, I have been in some other Sigre activities. So I have been in Sigre since 1990s.
So I guess that it is really important for you.
Yes, it has been a quite large part of my professional career. So I have written papers being working group members, study committee members, and so on.
What are the activities of your national committee nowadays?
So, of course, we take care of this National Committee administrative issues. We organize meetings, sometimes workshops. We have this Next Generation Network group, and then we review the papers for conference, and then we discuss actual topics sometimes.
We know that the top leading subject on this Paris session is energy transition. Could you maybe give us some details on how your national committee and Finland is dealing with the climate change?
So our government has very ambitious climate goals. Finland aims at being carbon neutral by 2035. And building a lot of wind power and connecting this to our grid is one part of that goal. And we are really building a lot of grid at the moment. And there's a huge amount of wind power coming to the Finnish system. And that, of course, changes the system quite a lot.
Regarding this period of uncertainty, of acceleration, how this Paris session is special?
I think that themes here and these papers and these tutorials, they are very topical, and I have discussed with my colleagues here, and they have told that it's not every session that there are so many actual topics, because we need to learn new things because the system is changing and we don't learn them from the textbooks. We have to collaborate internationally and learn from others, and hopefully also give to others something.
So with what will you come back to Finland?
So with many interesting discussions, papers, tutorials, and we will have a seminar after that and discuss inside our national committee.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Our journey with the national committees leads us now to Greece. I am glad to meet the president of the National Committee of Greece. Hi, welcome.
Hello.
Greece has an enormous coastline and counts more than 60,000 islands and with 200 inhabited ones. Speaking about the green transition, what are the main challenges that your national committee is facing?
Yeah, just to say in advance that now in Greece we cover something more than 30% of the electricity demand by renewables, shared almost equally between wind and PVs. Especially for the islands, we have a lot of islands, nice ones, but difficult to supply with electricity. So it's very costly. So what we have decided for the remote ones is to interconnect them. Now actually we have interconnected from many years the western islands to the west coast. So we started actually with the first interconnection of the Cycladic Islands and it started to operate on 2018. Very successful operation actually. It was the first of its kind. Then we have the plan to interconnect to the big island of Crete. We connected first 2 years ago with a long AC cables, actually the longest such interconnection of this type at 150 kV. It had an enormous result on the security of supply, but also on the power quality on the island. And now in 2 years we'll have a new DC link, 380 kilometers with the metropolitan area of Athens. It's worth to say here that Crete is a very important island because they produce something like 20% of the GDP of the country. Another issue that I want to mention is that by these interconnections, we can exploit the enormous wind and solar potential that exists in the archipelago of Aegean.
The Greek National Committee organizes events and technical conferences. This year you have also started an electronic magazine called Pylons. Tell us more about it.
Yes. Yes, we started this. We already have issued two issues of this magazine. It was very well accepted by the public. Most of the papers are also published in relevant sites of high visibility, and we have papers not only from Greece but also from all around the world in specific issues. So we had already one issue of resilience of the system, another one of the new security regulations in Europe, and now the next one will be possibly the green transition, with emphasis in storage and electric mobility.
What are your expectations regarding the Paris session? What are you here for?
Yeah, just to say, we had 13 papers here as a national committee from Greece, and as usually, I think it's a very, very professional conference. In 1 week, you can take a good idea and a global view on what is happening all around the globe.
Yeah.
So it's very, very important for us within this limited time to have all this type of information.
Thank you for coming by. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm in the company of Dr. Rob Stephen. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
First of all, congrats for your Sigre medal. What does this medal represent for you?
Well, it is for me a great honor. It is the highest Sigre award, and it is, as I said when I was president, I said, for those who get the medal, you almost need to walk on water. I don't think I'm anywhere near there. So for me, it was an enormous honor to receive this medal obviously nominated from my colleagues.
What does Sigre represent for you along your life, professional and personal life?
Well, I think Sigre is one of the best training areas ever. I think that if I wasn't involved in Sigre, I wouldn't have done 1/10 of what I achieved in my career technically and so on. And I often say that without Sigre, you're almost operating blind. You have no vision to find out where the solutions are to your problems. You have no help. And Sigre opens a world of knowledge to you, so you can then quite easily contact your colleagues, your network, and find out the solutions or bounce ideas of your Sigre community.
How important is it to take part of event in Paris, like this Paris session this year? And maybe what could you say to the young generation to come and join?
Yes, I think the Sigre session is of course very important, but it is the tip of the iceberg for as far as Sigre is concerned. The working groups and the and involvement in development of brochures is really where you learn. In my case, I did my master's. And I was quite young, at about early 30s, and I went to the working group, and sitting around the table was everybody that I had referenced in my thesis. So to actually sit and talk to them was an absolute honor. It was something which I never expected, and I found that they were quite approachable and could assist me in my queries and my studies. And from there, I think if the young people wish to get involved, the best way is through working groups and attend study committee meetings, write papers, join contributions to journals and technical brochures, and then of course come to Sigre and make contributions to the papers and the questions. Don't just sit and in the audience and listen. It is part of participation, and the Sigre community is a great one to assist you in your development and expansion of your technical knowledge.
Regarding your own experience with Sigre, do you feel nowadays that Sigre can be a game changer in the energy transition?
Oh yes, if there's any organization in the world that can do that, it's Sigre. The benefit of Sigre is that it is open. So you get free exchange of information. With free exchange of information, you get the maximum information relating to technical knowledge. So any new developments are immediately picked up. Ideas are shared, and solutions are found. As I said, if you go to any study committee, for example, on overhead lines or cables, someone in that room has a solution to your problem. If they haven't got it, they are working on it. And you just need to find that person and work with them to find the solution. So the energy transition, I think, will be handled. I think Sigre will be the forefront organization to solve those issues.
Thank you, sir, for coming by.
Thank you.
We are very glad to welcome the Secretary General of Sigre, Philippe Adam. Hi.
Hi.
Can you share with us the changes that Sigre has adopted during the pandemics? What were the main achievements?
Well, Sigre has adopted many changes on different aspects. If we consider, for example, the daily operation of Sigre, the pandemics has led us to introduce more telework for our staff. And the good news was that we were ready to do that. We had implemented it before, marginally, but now, of course, with the pandemic, everyone is working from home or elsewhere from the office. So this is the first aspect. The other aspect, the governing bodies of Sigre.
Vous pouvez juste recommencer as the second aspect.
Well, the second aspect is that the governing bodies of Sigre, the administrative council, the steering committees, the technical committee, have changed their way to work together. So they have used video conferences, webinars, these kind of things to discuss, which was not done previously. So this was really something new. And the third aspect is that, of course, the sessions have had to be designed in a different way with different formats. So these are the main aspects of that have been changed.
Talking about the previous sessions, what was your impression on the virtual Centennial session?
Well, the virtual Centennial session was, in fact, not the first virtual session we had.
That's
because
right.
In 2020, we already implemented the e-session, which was fully digitalized, but using very conventional tools with our own staff, because we had no time to ask for professionals to do that. And we implemented many webinars, 83 webinars, during 10 days. So we had only to recruit temporary staff to operate 5 channels in parallel. So 2021, the virtual Centennial session was radically different because we wanted to introduce more quality, to introduce more professional staff. And we came here at the Palais des Congrès. The Palais des Congrès had organized studios. Right. And we also added Cigre TV. This is where Cigre TV was born last year. So yes, this session was completely different from the previous one, and we tried to go close to what we are doing now, introducing new technologies, but of course with people attending remotely.
Yes. Fortunately, this year, Sigre Session is back to a face-to-face event after these 2 years of virtual conferences. What can we expect from this session?
Well, this session is the reconnection of all our delegates. When we ask those delegates who didn't attend the e-session or the virtual Centennial session last year, and had attended the 2018 session, we asked them, why didn't you connect? Well, they say we are really fed up with virtual events, virtual conferences. What we want is face-to-face, to network with our colleagues, to meet again, to shake hand. So we are very happy that today we can realize this dream or this expectation.
And that's why they are telling us here they want to meet the family, the Sigre family. One of the main topics this session, of course, is energy transition. Can you say a few words on how climate change and decarbonization are in the center of Sigre works?
Yes, this is important because power systems are at the center of the energy transition. You have seen that our keynote speaker, Arshad Mansour, from EPRI, has shown us that, of course, he took the example of the United States, but this can be applied to the global world. The power sector is the one that had made the biggest effort to decarbonize its activities. The other sectors like transportation, buildings, they are very far from achieving the 2050 goals of net zero emissions. So what will happen is that these sectors will have to react very quickly to change their supply. Instead of being supplied by fossil fuels, they will switch to electricity, which will put more pressure on power systems. And when you discuss this kind of issue at a global level, Sigre is for sure the best way, the best forum to put experiences, to put expertise together and try to find the best solutions or share on the best solutions. Of course, it may be different from one continent to the other, but with the same goal, with the same objective of achieving net zero emission very, very soon. At the scale of power systems, it's very now. It's tomorrow.
Sigre can be the game changer.
Exactly. Sigre is a game changer. Sigre is a global solution for a global problem, because CO2 emissions, wherever they are produced, they have a global impact.
Last word, what can you wish for Sigre for the future?
My wish is that Sigre, which is well recognized by the experts that are inside Sigre, should be more recognized by other stakeholders, which play also a role in power systems, but not a technical role. They have to decide which way to go, which roadmap should be taken to decarbonize. But they should know also what are the impacts, what are the requirements in terms of power systems. And Sigre should be much more known and understood by them. So my dream is that Sigre is no longer a secret society, but
take its place into the society.
In the society and globally.
Thank you for sharing this point to us. Very important. We are honored to welcome the president of Sigre, Michele. Hi.
Hi.
As we know, these past years have been challenging for Sigre. After 2 years of digital sessions, here we are back face-to-face for this session. How the organization has adapted itself?
So first we had to change the type of staff that we were using inside the central office, people with new skills, able to use these new tools and also to develop these new tools and basically to support new services which are given to our members. I mean, the object of those new tools is to allow to have better circulation of information, better organization of meetings and collecting more members through the membership tool. For that also we had the support of consultants who helped us to develop those tools and to create them. So the purpose of that is also to increase our membership, to increase the awareness of the organization, and by that also attract sponsors who will be happy to see their brand associated with Sigre, because there is win-win. For us it's income, and for them it's more customers.
Energy transition is one of the top subjects this year at Paris Session. How can the work of Sigre help its members to address this issue like all over the world now?
Basically for the members of Sigre, it's a fantastic opportunity to contribute to the betterment of the world, to contribute to the energy transition and to contribute to a net carbon society. And the work of Sigre basically goes that way. It focuses all the energy of its members, depending on what study committee, what sector they work, to work in one direction, which is improvement of equipment, improvement of systems, improvement of market rules, bringing together experience in order to ensure that the future network, which is much more complex because we're now going from end to end, from prosumers, consumers to power plants, some people say from turbine to toaster. These are bringing new challenges, and those new challenges, in fact, in order to meet them and to meet them quickly, Sigre is there to share the knowledge that will bring solutions to those problems.
Last but not least, let's talk about the rate of women and young engineers' presence. What will be the main action taken by Sigre to make it grow?
Well, in Sigre we have a next generation network, and we have a women in energy group. The idea behind those groups is to increase diversity, but also the next generation network is the future of Sigre. And it's really our goal to capture as many students as we can and to keep them in the organization. And the best people to do that, in fact, are our next generation. Also, they bring a different view to problems. They bring different solutions. They have a lot of dynamism. And we started with a few countries. Now we have more than 31 countries with next generation networks. And the last one that was developed in Belgium started in a year, and now they're already 65. So they really are the future of Sigre. Women in engineering, in energy, so it's a bit more complex, because here we are suffering from the beginning. That is to say, there are not enough girls which are incentivized to go and study after mathematics, to go into engineering. So I think the first thing is also to be able to promote energy and basically our contribution to mankind, which is the case today, so that we can attract young people and attract young women to our business. And in Sigre, where we only have 9% of women, we still had at the study committee heads 25% of the chairs which were women, which show that women find their way in Sigre. And we must continue to do that and promote, in fact, women in our organization. But it starts at school, it goes on, and we must continue each time we have an opportunity to be able to promote a woman in a position.
Thank you, Mr. Aragonais, for these inspiring messages.
Thank you very much.